Good evening, I'm Anne Marie. Dustin's in for Scott tonight. Topping our news tonight at 6 o'clock, we are following breaking news out of Hancock County.
A mess on the interstate. Crews are diverting traffic along I-70 eastbound near Mount Comfort Road after a fiery crash involving two semis. Let's take you there. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon. This is a live picture from an INDOT cam where you can see emergency crews still there and traffic backed up, actually westbound as well. We know there is at least one person hurt. We don't know the extent of those injuries. Of course, we'll stay on this and bring you any updates as we get them. Again, I-70 eastbound closed and westbound backed up as well.
Where are the parents? That's a question that we keep hearing a lot this year when it comes to looking at youth violence.
Over the last year or so, we have seen countless crimes involving kids and teenagers, some of them as young as 12 years old.
So tonight we go in depth with an interview you'll see only on 13. It's with a father who says he has tried everything to help his child get off the streets, and he sits down to talk about that predicament with our Chase Howell.
I think I'm gonna end up burying him or he'll be in prison because they won't help me.
The last 2 years have been anything but easy for Wayne Hughes when it comes to raising his 14-year-old son.
You know, I've set up just thinking if when my phone ring next, would it be the coroner or will it be IMPD?
Hughes says his son has run away more than a handful of times since he was 12 years old. He even sends updated pictures of his son to the detective who often oversees his case.
This time it was 2 months he was gone, and it's never been quite 2 months he's been gone. So this time it was a little bit more nerve-wrenching, you know, just wondering where he is, what he's doing. The weather changed. So yeah, it was horrible.
But over time, running away gradually turned into stints in juvie, where his son is today. According to Hughes, his son was arrested earlier this month after he and two other teenagers allegedly robbed a man of his car at gunpoint.
Now he's at a point where things are getting serious and I'm getting no help still. And I've talked to IMPD about it. I've even been on the phone with an officer, and the officer has told me, like, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you raise your son.
Hughes says he's tried everything. He sent him to a behavioral treatment center, put him in therapy, sent him to camps, signed him up for sports, and even asked a judge to keep his son in custody longer.
Every time he goes, it's a slap on the wrist. They put him on GPS for maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days. He takes the band off and he's gone again.
And now Hughes says he's struggling and has run out of options. In June, the city hired Ralph Durrett as its chief violence prevention officer to focus on helping kids like Hughes' son. Durrett says his job is to work with community partners and meet youth where they're at, like at the Marion County Juvenile Detention Center.
It's a tough time to be in a detention center, especially for a young person around this time. So really building a relationship with them.
Durrett also says his job is to identify gaps in curbing youth violence. But as you heard from Hughes, there seems to be a gap getting assistance for parents.
This is not necessarily on the community at large. This is on the organizations to be able to reach out and do the things that they're supposed to do within the communities that they say that they serve.
Durrett hopes his work will help parents like Hughes, who says after exhausting all of his options so far, he hates to see his son locked up, but he's happy to know he's off the streets. Reporting in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Tonight, Arsenal Tech High School is mourning the loss of one of their students stabbed to death this week.
Police say that Annabelle Trujillo was killed yesterday morning. Anna Chalker went back to the scene today and talked with the girl's grandfather.
This crime scene tape in this trash can is all that's left out here at Sturm and Randolph, one day after a teenage boy allegedly stabbed and killed Annabelle Trujillo. Police say around 9 Monday morning, officers found Trujillo lying in the grass with stab wounds. She died at the scene. Her grandfather went back to the area Tuesday, searching for answers. He was very emotional and not ready to speak on camera, but he tells me she was a bright light and befriended everyone. Trujillo was a freshman at Arsenal Tech High School.
One life is gone, one is changed forever. Both families changed forever, a community changed forever, school, children impacted for that. It's devastating.
Hours after the stabbing, police arrested a 14-year-old boy at the school for murder. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
All right, turning to weather now on this Tuesday night after an unseasonably warm start to the week. We are cooling down again. There's a live look downtown Indy. What a beautiful picture. Nice evening out there. Angela, we could see some rain return though as we head to work and school tomorrow, huh?
Yes, so maybe plan ahead for some wet roads tomorrow morning, a couple of slowdowns that oftentimes comes with wet roads, especially during the morning drive. The timing is a little tricky with this one. It'll be dry this evening. Temperatures will stay in the low to mid 40s for the next hour or so and then drop into the 30s. We will be monitoring temperatures closely as the developing weather system that you can see out to our west that's bringing snow to parts of southern Minnesota, northern sections of Iowa, and a little bit of rain to northeast Arkansas. All of this starts to move our way over the next few hours. So for us, increasing clouds. Don't expect any rain until after midnight. This is 4 a.m. Most of central Indiana will have temperatures at or above freezing, so this comes in the form of rain for that morning drive. But if you are north of I-70, chance that rain mixes with a little bit of sleet early tomorrow morning. Northern part of the state will have some snow, so just be prepared for some wet roads tomorrow. Temperatures in the middle and upper 30s to start. Eventual highs tomorrow in the 40s with some sunshine to end the day.
Angela, thank you. Governor Holcomb is looking back on a controversial bill he signed into law, pitting him against some of the law enforcement community.
He signed that permitless carry law back in 2022, and it's one of the things that he discussed with our Emily Longnecker when he sat down for a one-on-one to reflect on his 2 terms in office here in Indiana. Now, under the law, a permit is no longer required to carry a handgun outside your home or business. This new law also impacted what questions a police officer can ask someone who has a gun. Law enforcement testified against the measure, including the Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter. But lawmakers went on and passed it, and Governor Holcomb signed it into law.
So at the end of the day, where I came down is they've got the toughest job imaginable, and it's not going to be made any harder, if you will, by continuing to approach every situation as if someone is armed. That is unfair to the law enforcement official, but that is the reality and the world in which we live in, and where evil and wrongdoing can strike anywhere at any time.
You can see more of the governor's interview tonight at 11. We have the entire conversation on our streaming service, WTHR+. New tonight, State Senate Minority Leader Greg Taylor now responding to new allegations of sexual misconduct.
The Indy Star reports that 3 more women came forward accusing Taylor of making unwanted advances and touching them without their permission. These allegations are just the latest made against the state senator after 3 other women accused Taylor of similar acts last month. Now, Taylor is responding to these latest allegations, saying in part, "I vehemently deny these allegations. These false allegations from over 15 years ago are untrue and unsubstantiated and were never brought to my attention or that of Senate leadership." Despite those allegations, fellow Democrats voted to re-elect Taylor as minority leader during a meeting last month. Top Democrats later said they didn't have the full scope of information about the harassment claims before the re-election vote.